So I'm doing a AI short course slash mini course on AI talking to humans. This sort of thing has been done online before using Kling and Runway, but I'm going to be showing some of the editing process, and so maybe someone will learn something that they don't know, or if they have ideas of what they want to create, maybe will spark a little bit creativity for them. And so yes, I'm doing about 4 videos in all, so yeah, stick around for this, and so I hope you enjoy it, and let's get stuck into it. So first I will play the video that I created just so you can see it, and then we'll get stuck into how I went about making it.
We have had leaders from Europe forming something called the Coalition of the Willing. What is a Coalition of the Willing?
A coalition of the willing is a forming of a group of people that aren't necessarily part of another group, like say NATO, but they want to help with the situation in Ukraine.
Can you tell us about Ukraine and go back as far as 2014 and tell us what happened back then?
Yeah, sure. So Russia's narrative is that it was a coup committed by the West, NATO, but more directly the USA. One of their politicians, Victoria Nuland, was blamed with orchestrating the coup. There was leaked audio a few months before.
So, do you believe that it was a coup? Is there enough evidence there for you to believe that?
No, I don't think there's enough evidence to prove a coup. I think there's a number of reasons why people may have been protesting the Maidan protests, and people would have been out there for their own reasons rather than someone having to orchestrate it or engineer it. So this is Create AI. This is what I used to create the 2 images for my video, the man and the woman. It uses Flux, which is a very good model. The quality is very good, as you can see. Over here is the prompt that I used. UPM do podcast, pop filter, dark background. Very similar for the woman as well. Down here is where you put your prompt in. You can also change dimensions if you want, and even the style. So when you start using Korea, you will get free credits daily, even with the free version. And so I can give you a little example of how to use it. It's pretty straightforward. I just copy that. And there it's pretty quick. And if you can't get what you're looking for, normally you can retry or change this up a little bit. So over here I've got loads of practice models while I was tweaking to get things right. Here's the woman model that I chose for the video, and the male one here. Here we are in Runway. This is where I got the female model moving. At the time I didn't have access to Kling, so I got her moving over on this one. And it's still pretty good, just it's a bit different than Kling, but still very good, as you can see. So if you wanted to use Runway to get an image moving, you click over here, add the image. Down here you put the prompt of what you want the image to be doing. Down here you've got static camera, which you can flick on or off. So sometimes by default, the camera will move out left, and you might know one that says good if you just want it to be still. Here you got the dimensions. Here you can pick the models. For most of them I used, I think pretty much for all of them actually, I used Gen 3 Alpha Turbo, which is technically probably the least best, but it's really good. So then it's not even bad, it's just technically these other models are technically better. And then here you got 5 or 10 seconds, which when you move 5 or 10 seconds, it will take more credits as well. So keep that in mind. When you finish making the video, you can upscale it to 4K if you want. So over in Kling, this is where I generated the other model. You can see here it's good quality. So over here is where you can drop an image in, and then you have an end frame. You can drop other images, or you can drop the same one. And so with this, what it'll do is that it'll loop. And so if you want it to go on longer than 5 or 10 seconds, you can put them in a video editor and then put them back to back and have it as long as you want. Up here, you've got the models. I mostly use Kling 1.6. This is a newer model, follows prompts a bit better and better dynamics. You can have DeepSeek to help you while you write your prompt. Then you've got VIP. Sometimes there is an option for standard as well. Normally the VIP will probably take 3 to 6 minutes to create a video, but it can be longer, and in 5 or 10 seconds. So if you go up to 10 seconds, sometimes the credits will go up. It'll be more expensive. Different outputs. Creativity, either 0.7. So the more it goes that way towards relevance, the more it follows what you put in the prompt. Okay, so let's have a little recap. So you got your image from Kling.AI, or even anywhere else, Midjourney or wherever. You've used either Kling or Runway to generate the video of them moving and whatever your action that you want. And so then after that, come back over to Runway, come down to Act 1. And so here you want to put the video that you created down in the bottom part, and in the top part, you want to make a video of yourself. This could be done on Android phone, Apple, or even a camera. And so you want a video of yourself talking. See tips and tricks for the videos. I recommend you being that far back so you can get in your upper chest and higher, and make sure that there's a light, whether it be natural or from a lamp of some sort. That's normally what I recommend for good videos. Once you've got your videos, you can choose your model. I use Gen 3 Alpha Turbo. You can use Gen 3 Alpha as well. Once you use this one, there'll be more credits as well, so keep that in mind. And then you just generate, and you'll probably be waiting 3 to 5 minutes maybe, and then your video should be ready. So once you have your finished video, you probably want to change the voice. You might not want to, but if you do want to change the voice, come over to 11 Labs. You can upload the actual video itself, or you can do an MP3, and then you can pick from a bunch of voices that you have in your list. And to get the voices, you can go by going to voices, and then you can click by different filters. You can choose male, female, young, old, whatever you need. To add them, you can go to add voices, which is normally each voice normally has its own little plus. And here you can normally, if you get the normal subscription, normally you can only have up to about 10, but you can delete them if you want. You can delete them and then add other ones to depend on which one you want. So over here I have my DaVinci Resolve, where I put the video together. If you want to import media, and then you can just add it in, and then they will be dropped in, as well as the same way to add the videos. You then just drag them over, put them in place. This is my voice from my Runway, and here's the 11 Labs, which I brought in. You can actually, if you take off this button, the link, see now they're linked, but if you take it off, you can link, and then you can just delete, and that's left with just the 11 Labs voice. On this occasion, I just muted this line and just added the 11 Labs voice, but you can do it that way as well. I also recommend putting on snapping So when you move, it snaps, which makes it a lot easier when you're moving it around. Otherwise, crashes into the other one. Sometimes it could be a bit annoying. So then in the next videos in this mini course, I'll show you how to use other tabs and other techniques within the DaVinci Resolve to create other effects, depending on what kind of video you're making. It could be quite useful. So that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.